Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Simmy Sarah, and I work on different types of sim builds in The Sims 4. So today I have an exciting build because with Halloween being on Sunday, which is very soon, there is a sale going on for Origin for all of the sim packs where you can get them at a discount. So I was able to purchase a few of the packs that didn't necessarily excite me in terms of gameplay, so I didn't really buy them, but building wise I knew at some point I wanted to get them if they went on sale. So I was able to purchase vampires, and so I decided to do a build themed on the vampire idea. So what I called it a spooky vampire lair. So I spent a lot of time on the landscaping to make it look eerie and creepy and more like secluded, not necessarily creepy, but just like secluded and run down, like pretending almost like nobody lives there. I did also end up making this lot off the grid. It did initially come off the grid, and then I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But then I end up switching it back because, like I said, I wanted this house to feel like it was abandoned so that the vampires could like hide away in their secret home and not raise the suspicion of the other townie simmers and take back their, you could invite people over and take their next victim. So I created a like secluded, run down type of yard. Even the pathway gets things in the way, so it's not well maintained, or at least it gives the illusion that it's not in use. And so I spent the most amount of time here on the landscape, and it really came out well. I was pretty proud of it. One thing that to always, if you're looking for a tip for building, landscaping can make a huge difference for your builds. If you spend some good time on that, your builds can really stand out. Just working on the exterior and finding creative ways to make that exterior really like meaningful and not just necessarily just plopping something down, if that makes sense. So with the the vampire pack, it was so new to me, so I got to explore a little bit with it. And also I ended up getting two other smaller packs. I got Strangerville, and which was, I had no idea that I was actually going to be interested in it. And I actually, once I got it, I speed ran the challenge of like defeating the monster or the strange thing in the basement of the lab tech. I speed ran it and like finished it in, I don't know, like a couple hours, but I feel like now that I know how to do it, I could finish that so quickly. But so getting those new packs was exciting. So if you're looking to build your own sim pack things, take a look in Origin. They've got a sale going on right now. And yeah, so take a look if you're interested in that. So I spent a lot of time looking at the different vampire options that were there for this build, different debug items that were fun to use. I love these trees. I think I'm going to be able to use those a lot in like other things too, and not just like vampire things. So like you could do a spooky one, or even like a foresty look. So I end up going and using what is it called? It's like this Scandinavian pack, I think, where the debug item is literally just like the top of the mossy tree. And so I ended up taking that because I didn't want to put any more like stumps on the ground, and I use it on top of like those spooky looking trees to kind of create more moss hanging down on top of the house and just in the yard to kind of really make it look a little more eerie with all the moss hanging down. So that's like how I got that effect going. Then I use all these different lanterns to light up the pathway. Really love the lanterns. Those are from the Seasons pack. And in fact, you can actually change the colors and the themes to be like pumpkin face or like Christmas colors. You could do a lot with that stuff. So that's pretty neat. Inside, this is considered a micro home. So 32 tiles, really nice and small. Lots of perks with that. I got, one bathroom, of course, and one bedroom space that just really worked well. Some ideas for gameplay with this build is, if you're looking, you can take 1 or 2 Sims, which is perfect for this place, and like create them as vampires and play them here. And as they like continue to live in this space, they decide to grow their family. So they take this really old house that they've lived in, and of course, because like vampires live for so long, right? So this house is like original to when they first moved here, and like continue to add additions to the side of the building. Like, we're planning on maybe having a family or something, or just, as they gain money, like you can, you got all the landscaping, and there's plenty of rooms on the sides of the house and even on the back that you could like add like additions to the house and like try to make the exterior look the same, and then like have the interior be almost like an updated version of the house, so it doesn't necessarily like match the old cottage living vibe of the walls being stone and things. And like you can add on and create like a whole bedroom or something like that, as like a storyline for this build. But the fridge and the stove there are from Cottage Living. The cabinets are from the Vampire Pack, as well as are the doors and windows that I use are also from the Vampire Pack. I really like that green color. I don't know if there's many other packs that have that pretty of a green color for swatches, so I like that. Real quick, what I just placed out there was like mosquito traps that I found. I thought those could be kind of a cool like creature to have along the walk pathway. They like eat the mosquitoes and things like that, and yeah, so I just add like some pretend cracks along the plaster and some cobwebs up in the corner. And then I get a little sitting and TV space here in the corner right off of the bedroom, or right off of the bed, to kind of, I used the debug TV from Eco Lifestyle for this little corner, since I was thinking it was in a different era. I could not find a end table that I liked in these tiny little spaces, so what I ended up doing was taking the Spa Day squares right there and layering them like across, or like in front of each other, to create it, because they were the perfect width, and then when you layered it, then they were a much better like surface space, basically, in order for it to look like and feel like more of an end table. I do end up going back and clearing that up, but I did remember I wanted to use these vines from the pack, so I did come back out again and add on with these different like branches and things from, both of them are from the Vampire Pack as well. So one of them's like the leafy version and one of them's more like the stick version. And yeah, so then I come back in, I get a little shelf in here to put these books from, I think they're from City Living, with like the elephants on the end there. I thought that kind of fit the theme a little bit better than some of the bookcases and things, and just with that small space. And then I finish up the build with just a couple more things. I had an activity table outside for candle making, since this is an off-grid place. Thought that might be their one activity. And yeah, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate the feedback. Leave a comment if you think of something that you'd like to see a little bit more of, and I hope you enjoy these screenshots. Thanks. Bye.